Hello and welcome. It is my honor to welcome everyone to our Virtual Pride presentation program, a night to truly celebrate and honor excellence. Each of the students being recognized this evening has worked extremely hard to earn the Summa Cum Laude distinction, an honor that will be recognized at LHS for years to come. One of the things that I think makes this event so powerful is that students are also recognizing an influential educator in their lives. As educators, there is no higher honor. On behalf of the Lowell High School administration and staff, I would like to say congratulations to all of our students being recognized this evening, as well as say thank you to our families and educators. We are extremely proud of all of you and extremely proud to recognize you as the class of 2020's Summa Cum Laude recipients. Congratulations. We hope you enjoy the program.
I am extremely honored to present this year's Honorary Pride Award to my guidance counselor, Mrs. Denise Hauser. Mrs. Hauser is the nicest, most authentic person I've ever met. She shows a genuine interest in every student and makes sure they get ample help in order to succeed. As a first-generation student, I can't even begin to tell you how good it feels to have somebody just an email away in order to help with anything at all. From FAFSA help to scholarship recommendations, she has never left me in the dark and always supported me. Although this is Mrs. Hauser's first year at Lowell High School, in this short amount of time she has influenced and affected so many students. Senior year is filled with decision-making, not only scholastic decisions, but life ones as well. Mrs. Hauser has been through a lot of mine with me. After a not-so-good decision that I made this year, she called me into her office to talk. She told me that this is exactly what life was like. She told me that life was full of setbacks and in the end they were inevitable. But she also told me that it is not important how many setbacks I go through, but how I go through every single one of them. Mrs. Hauser advised me to acknowledge what had happened, but to realize that it was in the past and that years of my hard work would not be discouraged because of one simple mistake that I made. She told me to keep pushing and focus on my future because she was so sure that mine was going to be so bright. She's changed my life and shaped the person that I am today without even realizing it. It is with immense honor that I present this year's Honorary Pride Award on behalf of the class of 2020 to such an amazing person, Mrs. Hauser.
Mrs. Hauser was a new guidance counselor at LHS this year. When I walked in her office with my mom in August to figure out how I could possibly return to my senior year and even attempt to graduate after withdrawing last year, she from that moment took me under her wing and never once doubted me. Without her, I know for certain I would not be where I am today. Her positive attitude and outlook on life is something I admire and will carry with me throughout my entire life. So thank you, Mrs. Hauser, for everything. I wish you nothing but the best, and I'm grateful to have you in my life.
This year's Honorary Pride Award goes to Miss Denise Hauser. Even though Miss Hauser has only been at Lowell High School for a year, she has positively influenced so many people, including me. Miss Hauser has always been honest, compassionate, and caring. As a guidance counselor, you have to deal with a ton of students all the time. From the minute I stepped into her office, I just knew that she'd be a person that was going to positively influence my life. Miss Hauser has always made time for me to come into her office if I needed college advice or just to even talk. I was between dental hygiene and education. Ms. Hauser encouraged me to go to a career fair where dental hygiene was going to be explained. As soon as I got there, I knew I made the wrong choice. I emailed Ms. Hauser and she was excited for me to start cadet teaching. I started cadet teaching this last semester and immediately knew I was going to become a teacher. Of course, I had to tell Ms. Hauser and we were both excited. Any guidance counselor would be happy for their student to figure out what their future holds, but Ms. Hauser wasn't just glad I figured out my career, she was more than excited. She was very compassionate. Ms. Hauser has not only been an amazing guidance counselor and a mentor, but she's also been a great friend. I'm so thrilled that this year Miss Denise Hauser will be granted the Honorary Pride Award. On the behalf of the class of 2020 Summa Cum Laude, thank you.
Hi, I am Denise Hauser and I am a school counselor at Lowell High School. And I received notification from Mr. Giannotti that I was selected for this award, and you guys, it's blown my mind. The few weeks that I've known about this, I've just, it leaves me speechless, and anybody who knows me knows that speechless and me do not go hand in hand. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for selecting me for this and for acknowledging me. And it's my first year and I have been nervous all year because this has been a big move for me personally, and I was nervous about acceptance and doing things correctly and being fair by each student, and it's just been a lot. And so to be recognized by this and like it's just a lot, and I'm an emotional person, and so thank you from the bottom of my heart. When I first started, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know anybody at Lowell High School, and so I feel like I've made some pretty strong relationships, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of them. You know, administration has left me feeling heard and seen. The teachers have welcomed me. My colleagues in the guidance office, I can't say enough about. You guys have supported me and answered my million questions, and you've done it with kindness, and I'm so grateful. So, to the students, thank you for your patience with me this year. Thank you for accepting me for me, and for trusting me to be a part of your journey and allowing me to do so. I am forever grateful. I don't ever underestimate trust in a relationship, and thank you for trusting me. And congratulations, you guys have worked so hard to have the designation of SUMA. You know, that comes with a rigorous course load, and so many of you have balanced your rigorous course load with everything else, your family responsibilities, peer relationships, work and athletics and extracurriculars and everything in between, you know, and you guys have done so with grace. I know that your next chapter is going to be filled with more opportunities of greatness. I wish that upon each and every one of you, and I can't wait for the updates where you email me or you call me and you're like, listen to what's happening, and I can celebrate in your victories with you. It's one of the things that I love most about this job, which, you know, I just love seeing the growth over the years, and to be a part of that, like, it just fills my heart up. So thank you. I miss you guys so much. This is not the way I wanted class of 2020 to end. To have your virtual celebration like this is difficult. I wish I could be there to hug each and every one of you and squeeze the stuffing out of you. And when I see you next, you can guarantee it I will. So thank you again. I wish you all the best. Take care.
Hi, I'm Savannah Martin, senior of the distinguished class of 2020. My parents are Ed and Louise Martin. Throughout my 13 years within the Tri-Creek school system, and especially in high school, I've always been specifically interested in the sciences. A lot of classes I've taken at LHS has led me to pick nursing as my major once I get to IUPUI. So far, I have been awarded with an Academic Excellence Scholarship through IUPUI. Lastly, I'd like to thank my parents for always encouraging me to do everything to the best of my ability and being there for me. I'd like to thank Mr. Giannotti for being my most influential teacher. While my major is a science, the most interesting class I took while at LHS was AP Language. I took this class my sophomore year, which was perfect because this is where I learned to hone my writing abilities perfectly, which is an ability I used frequently through LHS and will continue to use during my years at college. Mr. Giannotti made me want to learn. His lessons were very compelling, and he introduced me to ideas that I found fascinating. Thank you for inspiring me to be a better learner, Mr. Giannotti.
I'm Breanne Gatlin, honored senior of the class of 2020. I'd like to thank both my mom and my dad for supporting me unconditionally since the day I was born, especially when dealing with the frequent changes in my future plans. Throughout high school, I participated in marching band, academic Super Bowl, academic decathlon, and academia cup. I'm really thankful for all of these opportunities, as they've helped me develop lifelong skills and have also connected me with the best people imaginable, whether they've been teachers or other students. In addition to my school extracurriculars, I've been in 4-H for 10 years and have held the position of treasurer for 4 of those years, which originally initiated my love and interest in math. The past 12 years have been undeniably noteworthy and positive. However, I'm incredibly excited to continue my education at Indiana University, where I've received the Cox Scholarship and will be majoring in cybersecurity and global policy. Although I've had countless wonderful teachers and wouldn't be here without many of them, I've chosen Mrs. Swinford as my most influential. I had Mrs. Swinford as my teacher for my second semester of calculus. Even though I've always liked math, I did have quite a bit of trouble during my first semester and felt generally unmotivated for the subject. However, Mrs. Swinford helped me tremendously. Besides the fact that she helped me understand a whole year of calculus in just 5 months, that semester with her, I was able to redevelop my interest in math, and this led me to solidify my current plans after high school. Beyond that, she's always let me stay in her room during other times throughout the school day, whether I needed help for her class or not, and reassured me whenever I had questions or concerns about anything, whether they were calculus related or not. She's really done a lot for me the past year and a half, and I couldn't thank her enough.
Hi, my name is Kiera Brummet, and I'm a very proud senior of the class of 2020. My parents are Derek and Kiera Brummet. I've worked really hard at my years in Tri Creek, and I've made some great memories. Despite medical challenges, I overcame some of the worst situations in my life and turned them into my greatest accomplishments. I plan to attend Purdue University Lafayette in the fall, and I'll be joining the Exploratory Studies program. Undecided, whatever you want to call it. I'm in search of a career that I can enjoy the rest of my life. I hope to continue my ventures in theater as well as choir, and during or after college, I hope to take some time to explore the world. After that, I hope to settle down and have a family where I can share all of my love. I would like to thank my family and friends, but most importantly, the two people who are most important in my life, my mom and dad. I chose to represent my 6th grade math teacher, Mr. Wiseman. He was my most influential teacher. Mr. Wiseman was the best teacher I ever had. He gave me an understanding of math that I'd never had before, but more importantly, he understood me and listened to what I had to say. I was finally excited to do homework and eager to ask questions during class. Not only that, but I would always show up to his after-school workshops every Wednesday, even if I really didn't need to. I came all the way through 8th grade, even when he wasn't my teacher. I enjoyed the company, and I liked cleaning the boards and helping set up for the next day. He was also there when I had a non-math related problem. He was the only one I felt like I could trust when I was having a bad day, I needed a laugh, or just needed someone to talk to. He was always there. I looked up to him. I still do. I felt like I could talk to him with no fear of criticism. I knew any advice he gave me was from the heart, and while I had many great teachers, Mr. Wiseman always stood out. Thank you for everything you have done for me.
My name is Jessica Breault, honored senior of the class of 2020. My parents are Ray and Donna Breault. Throughout my years in Tri Creek, it has been nothing but a great adventure. While at Lowell, I have been a part of peer mentoring, student council, and student athletic training. I've been lucky enough to be awarded the Jaguar Excellence Scholarship at IUPUI, where I will major in elementary education this upcoming fall. I'd like to thank my friends and family, especially my parents, for being the best support system. Thank you all so much. I'd like to thank Miss Holt for being my most influential teacher from Tri Creek. I took her class junior year and loved it. She made the class very enjoyable and guided us through learning. She made sure everyone was included. Even after taking her class junior year, I still went to her class almost every day just to talk to her. She jokes around with us and is just so caring. She is the kind of teacher that I aspire to be.
Hi, I'm Abby Lewandowski, a member of the Summa Cum Laude class of 2020. My parents are Mark and Jenny Lewandowski. Throughout my years in Tri Creek, I've taken many amazing classes, been involved in several great clubs, and participated in many extracurricular activities. I played basketball and volleyball my freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior years, which I'll miss. Particularly the close games that no one expected us to win, but we did, my teammates, the bus rides to and from away games, and all of the fun times we had. I also ran track my sophomore, junior, and planned on running it my senior year, but my season was cut short. I became a peer mentor my sophomore year and continued as a mentor my junior and senior years. My sophomore year, I also became a part of the leadership club, where I was able to participate in many fundraisers and great community events, such as Angel Tree Shopping, the Special Olympics game, Track or Treat, and many more. My junior year, I was inducted into the National Honor Society and became vice president my senior year. After graduating in June, I plan to head to Purdue West Lafayette in the fall to major in nursing. Throughout my years at Lowell, I have had the opportunity to experience amazing things and be a part of so many great clubs and activities. I am very sad to be ending my years at Tri Creek this way, but very grateful I had the opportunity to be a part of all of the things they had to offer. Mr. Okozie was my 7th grade science teacher, my basketball coach my senior year, and he also coaches boys track. Mr. Okozie did not just teach me about ecosystems, tell me what plays to run, and cheer me on at track meets, but he taught me many life skills. Mr. Okozie has always been a positive and inspiring person. He made learning fun, and he was always cracking jokes to try to make his students smile. Before he became a basketball coach my senior year, Mr. Okozie worked the clock at basketball games. Before I went into every game, he would always offer some sort of encouragement or cheer me on before I went in. He not only offered his support in the classroom, on the basketball court, and on the track, but outside of these places as well. Mr. Okozie has been a great mentor, and I know if I ever needed help with anything, he would be the person I could go to. So I just wanted to say thank you.
Hi, I'm Autumn Fleming, honored member of the Summa Cum Laude class of 2020 here at Lowell High School. I'm a proud daughter of Dawn and Eric Fleming. I've been involved in many clubs and extracurricular activities that have allowed me to become closer with my community. I've been a part of the 4 straight year state qualifying cross-country family as well as the track team. I'm a 3rd consecutive council member of the high school's leadership club, where we posted some of Lowell's best events, including Track or Treat and the Special Olympics basketball game. I've also attended many athletic conferences exposing me to other athletes in other schools. I've also been involved in NHS, I'm a Red Devil peer mentor, and I've enjoyed volunteering throughout the community. I would like to thank my friends and family for the opportunities I am given. In the fall, I will be attending Purdue University West Lafayette to study actuarial science. So far, I've received the Jim and Betty Dye Scholarship. I've had some of the best teachers here at Tri Creek from kindergarten to my senior year who have taught and prepared me for the future. There's one teacher in particular who has made the greatest impact on me. I'd like to thank Mr. Tim from the middle school who currently teaches at Highland High School now but played a big part in my Tri Creek education. I had Mr. Tim my 8th grade year 3 times a day for ICP, PLTW, and family time, so we definitely got enough of each other. Mr. Tim never had a dull moment in the classroom and had lesson plans that made the class engaged and always interested. His biggest quality that stood out to me was the fact that you knew he cared about each and every one of his students. He always went out of his way to make sure every student was on track and learning to their greatest potential. He sparked my motivation to strive and do well in school, and that has gotten me to where I am today. Thank you, Mr. Tim.
Hi, I'm Korin Skinner, an honored senior class of 2020. My parents are Todd and Amanda Skinner. Throughout my years at Tri Creek, I've really learned a lot from some amazing teachers. From Oak Hill to the middle school to high school, I have very much enjoyed my time here at Lowell. I was part of the varsity swim team all 4 years of high school, and I also committed myself to the peer mentor program sophomore through senior year. As a junior, I worked alongside 4 other mentors in a community service class to organize a project to provide elementary students in the Tri Creek district with school supplies to those in need. The past 4 years, I dedicated myself to the business pathway, which led me to choose to be a finance major at Indiana University Bloomington for my next chapter in life. I'd like to thank Mr. Mike McClendon for being my most influential teacher from Tri Creek. I was in Mr. McClendon's peer mentor class sophomore year, community service class junior year, and dual credit government class senior year. Within these 3 years, Mr. McClendon taught me more than any one person has in my whole life. He sparked my love for helping others and taught me how much you can grow as a person from helping and being there for the people around you. I'd like to thank Mr. McClendon for being my most influential teacher from Tri Creek. I was in Mr. McClendon's peer mentor class sophomore year, community service class junior year, and dual credit government class senior year. Within these 3 years, Mr. McClendon taught me more than any one person has in my whole life. He sparked my love for helping others and taught me how much you can grow as a person from helping and being there for the people around you. Mr. McClendon truly loves what he does, and his drive and passion has made me a better learner. He inspired me to be my best self every day, all day long, and not to be afraid to ask for help when you need it. I can confidently say that Mr. McClendon does everything with his students in mind. I'd like to thank Mr. Mike McClendon for being my most influential teacher from Tri Creek. I was in Mr. McClendon's peer mentor class sophomore year, community service class junior year, and dual credit government class senior year. Within these 3 years, Mr. McClendon taught me more than any one person has in my whole life. He sparked my love for helping others and taught me how much you can grow as a person from helping and being there for the people around you. Mr. McClendon truly loves what he does, and his drive and passion has made me a better learner. He inspired me to be my best self every day, all day long, and not to be afraid to ask for help when you need it. I can confidently say that Mr. McClendon does everything with his students in mind. I hope one day to have as big of an impact on people as Mr. McClendon has on his students. Thank you for everything, Mr. McClendon.
Hi, my name is Skylar Michaels, and I am a member of the Summa Cum Laude class of 2020. I would like to thank my parents, Daniel and Kathy Michaels, as well as my grandparents and twin brother. I would also like to thank my best friends, Catherine Dennis and Lily Balderas, for all the love and support they've shown me along the years. It wouldn't be possible without all of them. I would also like to thank my great teachers that I've had along the years. Thank you for teaching me and helping me grow and preparing me for what. While at Lowell High School, I had the opportunity to be in choir all 4 years, show choir for 3 years, and theater for 3 years. I also had the chance to perform and have many solos along the years. Through Lowell High School, I also got the opportunity every year to participate in ISMA, and I received gold and silver ratings every year that I participated. My time at Lowell High School is something I'll never forget. I've made so many memories and lifelong friends along the way. In the fall, I plan to attend IUN, and my junior year, I plan to transfer to IU Bloomington and become a part of their choir there and join their dental hygiene program. While I've had many amazing teachers along the years, the teacher I've chosen is Mrs. Villalba as my most influential teacher. Mrs. Villalba was my teacher all 3 years in middle school in choir, and I also was in show choir for 7th and 8th grade, and she also taught that. She is one of the most hardworking and caring teachers I've ever had. She inspired me in my musical journey and also showed me how to be confident and have faith in myself, and my pushed me to move forward with my music all throughout middle school, and that transferred into high school, and I had many performances and solos and recitals during high school and outside of school. I began taking private lessons, both piano and singing, with Mrs. Villalba, and she helped me grow and learn more than any other teacher has. She continues to inspire me and help me find and develop my voice, and she helped me realize how much music means to me, and I can't thank her enough for that.
My name is Trevor Matovina, and I'm a member of the Summa Cum Laude class of 2020. I would like to thank my parents, Ron and Breanne Gatlin, and everyone else has supported me along my journey to make me become the best man I am today. During my time at Lowell High School, I participated in football for 4 years and track for 2 years. Participating in both these sports has taught me so many life lessons and given me so many memories that I'll carry and cherish for the rest of my life. These memories that I made with my team are things that I will never forget, and I feel so lucky to have the opportunity to play these sports at Lowell High School. Along with my athletic life, I was also highly committed to my school life as well. I was a member of the National Honor Society, which was a blessing and gave me the opportunity to showcase my skills while working beside my fellow classmates. I strive for straight A's every year because I knew in my future that it would help me get into my desired college and help me receive scholarships as well. I was able to finish my high school career with a 4.4 GPA, and with all these great things I was able to accomplish, I'm happy to say that I have been accepted at Purdue University. I didn't get accepted to my choice of major, which was engineering, but I plan to transfer into that my second semester of freshman year. Along with this, I was also awarded the Purdue Marquis Scholarship, and as of right now, this is the only scholarship that I have received, but I plan to get many more. Every one of the teachers that I've had in high school have been great, but I think the one teacher that had the greatest impact on me had to be Mr. Giannotti. And the first thing is that he really cares about all the students, and I really appreciate that about him. We continue to pile up letter recs, essays, scholarship applications, college applications, and he's always glad to help. And he never really never cared to complain about any of this. He was always happy, and he actually really liked doing that, I think, because he liked helping us. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is basically the relationship that we built over my junior year summer. So he hired me and a couple of my friends out to do construction jobs, like, put drywall in, put flooring in, things that he basically didn't want to do. So, hey, we're going to get money, let's do it. But then we started to see a side of Giannotti that we never saw in school, and it became a little friendship between us. And, just for that, I really appreciate him, and I appreciate everything he's done for all of us. And I think he is that one teacher that really cares the most about all the students. And for all these reasons, that's why I chose Mr. Giannotti as my most influential teacher.
For this next part where I speak about my most influential teacher, I figured I would just go off the cuff. It seems like everything we've been doing lately with everything going on has been off the cuff, so I figured why stop now. I've had many great teachers throughout my years in the Tri-Creek school system. I owe a big thank you to all of them, but I had to choose Mr. Hevel as my most influential. I chose his advanced manufacturing class leading up to my senior year as more of a schedule filler, something that had more to do with what I intended to do in college than any other choice on the paper, so I figured let's go for it. And as it turns out, it's one of the better decisions I ever could have made. Being in that class and having Mr. Hevel as a teacher, having all the projects and learning how to operate all the different machines, it really made me realize what I wanted to do in college, which was study construction management at Purdue. And I kind of wanted to take the road less traveled, do something a little bit out of the ordinary. And one of the things that stuck out to me about Mr. Hevel was how he cared so much about. He was always wondering, where you're going to college, what you're doing. He always wanted to know if I would made up my mind about stuff like that, and he cared so much. And we always would talk about his time at Purdue, and thankfully, having him as a teacher, it just made the choice for me easy that I wanted to go to Purdue and study construction management. And I had no doubt in my mind that's what I wanted to do. And it's unfortunate that we didn't get to have a whole year together in that class. And during that short amount of time that I knew him, I learned a lot from him, and I owe him a lot. So, Mr. Hevel, thank you so much for everything, and you were an easy choice.
Hi, I'm Lheanna Anderson, and I'm a member of the Summa Cum Laude class of 2020. I would like to start off by thanking my mom, Rebecca, my dad, Rick, my brother, Elijah, and all of my teachers for helping me succeed in school and prepare me for college. While at Lowell High School, I participated in Academic Spell Bowl as well as taking a total of 8 AP classes. I'm really proud of the work that I've put in to get all A's even in such difficult classes. To continue my education and love of learning, I will be attending Butler University, where I received a $20,000 a year academic scholarship. I will be majoring in actuarial science. I have been very lucky to have had such great teachers throughout my life, but there is one that stands out above the rest. I had Mr. Giannotti my sophomore year for AP Comp. Being the first AP teacher I've ever had, he really set the bar high. He helped me improve my writing as well as open my mind to so many new ways of thinking and new ideas. Mr. Giannotti begged me for years to join an academic team, but I didn't until my senior year when I joined Spell Bowl and he was my coach. I really appreciate the fact that he pushed me to join because I had so much fun and I really learned a lot. Mr. Giannotti is living proof that teachers are not only meant to help you academically, but also to help you improve as a person. I will forever be grateful for everything he has done for me and everything he has taught me. Thank you, Mr. Giannotti.
My name is Morgan Blank. I am proud to be a member of the class of 2020. I am the daughter of Tony and Kelly Blank. I've attended Tri-Creek schools for the majority of my education. Throughout high school, I have participated in cross-country, swimming, softball, choir, and March for Our Lives. My education has brought me so many opportunities, and I am extremely grateful. I chose Mr. Whirling as my pride recipient for an abundance of reasons. He has inspired me endlessly by making thousands of years of history suddenly seem accessible. His classes served to challenge me, but unlike in other classes, I found myself rising to the occasion. He is truly an endless wealth of knowledge and has memorized far more historical names than I could in a lifetime. More than anything, though, he is passionate about what he does. He is passionate about knowledge, about history, about teaching, and most importantly, about his students. He showed me what it means to work for my education and to find what it is that I am truly meant to do in this life. I believe without a doubt that Mr. Whirling is truly meant to be an educator, and I can't imagine choosing anyone else for this award.
Hello, I'm Julianna Damm. Most of you probably know me as Jolie, though. Next year, I'm going to be attending Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology. It's an all-STEM school. I will be majoring in chemical engineering and minoring in art. This year, I am in AP Art. Art is one of my favorite outlets. That, and then I love fostering animals. So the past 10 years, we've fostered about 30 dogs, which is kind of crazy. But I love it with everything in me. It's so self-fulfilling. The past 3 years, I've been going to Women Engineering Days at Purdue University, West Lafayette, which really got me interested in chemical engineering in the first place. Before that, I thought I still wanted to be like a doctor or something. And then the past 8 years, I have done Spell Bowl. So I love Spell Bowl and academic teams, and I love theater. I do soundboard. I've been sound designer for the past 2 years, and at Rose-Hulman, I am pretty sure I'm going to be working the soundboard. So for my chosen teacher to win this Pride Award is Miss Winford. I absolutely love her. I've had her as a teacher for the 3 years in high school. She's helped me so much, even when I didn't have her in class, and she's always been there to help me. She has such a good heart, and she is an amazing teacher, and she really deserves this award. So thank you, Miss Winford. I love you.
Hi, my name is Delaney Huber. I would first like to start by thanking all of the friends and role models that have made me the person I am today. Words cannot express the appreciation and love that I feel for each and every one of them. Throughout the course of my high school career, I've been lucky enough to form relationships with adults that truly want what's best for me. During my junior year, Mr. Hudak helped me receive an invitation and scholarship to attend a political science summer camp at Ashland University in Ohio. It was during my time there that I discovered my love for philosophy. After attending the camp, I made the decision to attend Butler University. One of the main deciding factors was Butler's small class sizes. My junior year, I took AP Seminar and studied topics such as global warming and sex work reform. I had such an amazing experience in the class that I decided to pursue the capstone diploma from the College Board, and I ended up taking AP Research my senior year. I will be the first person to graduate with the capstone diploma from LHS. Over the course of this year, I have analyzed the socioeconomic divide in county small claims cases. A course requirement for AP Research is that the student has an academic advisor, and one of the professors that taught me during the summer camp agreed to be my advisor, so that was really awesome. I took Miss LaFletch's business management class my senior year, and it influenced me to change my major to exploratory business with a minor in philosophy. I have always enjoyed working and helping others. I have a total of 82 hours of community service and plan to continue giving back in college. I cannot wait to start my future and have the ability to explore the opportunities that come my way. Thank you again to everybody. I am choosing Miss McFeeters as my Pride recipient. The experiences that I have shared with her and the challenges that we have overcome has created a bond between us that I will cherish forever. I have excelled more than I ever thought possible, not just in terms of my academic career, but in terms of who I am as a person. It's rare to find adults that you are willing to let in as a teenager, but I guarantee Miss McFeeters knows more about me than she probably cares to. Countless hours have been spent within the four walls of her room, but that's okay because it's always been like home. Miss McFeeters' room is a place for her students to grow and thrive. I truly don't know how I would have survived my junior and senior years without the support of Miss McFeeters. She makes her classroom a place where students know they are not alone.
I discovered my passions, strengths, and weaknesses within many aspects of my life during my time as Miss McFeeter's student, and she stood by my side every step of the way. Because of all of this, I am honored to choose Miss McFeeter's as my most influential teacher. I love you.
Hi, I'm Chloe Freeman. I'm a member of Summa Cum Laude class of 2020. My parents are Martin and Jennifer Freeman. I would like to thank them along with my other family members for always believing in me and supporting me. I have always been passionate about helping others, and these past years have allowed me to follow my passion. I was majorly involved in peer mentoring and was the lead mentor my junior and senior year. Through mentoring, I was able to be part of Backpack for Kids, where we were able to provide 90 fully supplied backpacks for elementary kids in our community. I also took part in National Honor Society, Stand Club, spent numerous hours volunteering, was chosen to represent Lowell High School at the Hobie Leadership Seminar, and was awarded the Daughters of the Revolution Wayne Thiel Scholarship. After I graduate, I will be attending Ball State University in the fall and will be majoring in education. I would like to thank Ms. LaCrone for being my most influential teacher. Ms. LaCrone was a teacher who believed in all of her students, made sure every student was involved and everyone felt welcome. Having her as my teacher in 3rd grade has made a positive impact through my years of school. She helped me enjoy learning in and out of school, made school somewhere I was excited to be, and made an atmosphere where everyone became friends and felt welcome. I believe my 3rd grade year of school has made a huge impact on me academically and socially, and I could not thank her enough. My goal for when I am older is to become a teacher and believe in my students, welcome everyone, and help students enjoy learning at a young age like she did for me.
Attending Indiana University in Bloomington in the fall with a major in molecular life sciences with a pre-medical track. My plans are to become a surgeon in order to help others. I've accomplished a lot during high school. I've taken 10 AP courses and many honors courses. My favorite classes to take are the math and sciences. Throughout high school, I ran cross country and track and was a peer mentor my sophomore year. I've held a part-time job throughout all of high school, and I've done very well in my classes. Some of my hobbies would be playing the guitar, going on family vacations, and hanging out with my friends. A large part of my life has been spent at Camp Tecumseh. I've spent many summers there, and I'm now a counselor there. My most influential teacher is Mrs. Smith. She is an outstanding teacher, and she truly cares about her students. I have Mrs. Smith for honors chemistry, AP chemistry, and I was her student aide. Her classes continue to be my favorite every year, and I continue to look forward to her class every day. Ms. Smith is very understanding and always does the best for her students. She still makes her classes fun and exciting while still being able to give an amazing learning assignment. She not only cares about her students in their academic life, but also as people themselves. And I think that she does an amazing job supporting others in their goals and making sure that they do the best in high school. Mrs. Smith has been one of the biggest influences for me in high school in my classes, and she'll continue to be a great influence for me throughout my career.
Hi, my name is Skylar Michaels, and I am proud to be a member of the Summa Cum Laude class of 2020. I would like to thank my parents, Nicole Lewis and John Michaels, as well as my grandparents, extended family, and all the teachers that have inspired me and helped me prepare for college. During my time at Lowell High School, I was a member of the Student Council and the National Honor Society and spent much time volunteering at Oak Hill Elementary. I had an opportunity of a lifetime to go study law at Georgetown University my sophomore summer. It was a rigorous program that I learned a lot from. After a 9-day program, our team ended up placing first in our case. It was a life-changing experience that truly inspired me to keep going with my studies. Lowell High School has been an amazing home for me for the past 4 years, and now I plan on continuing my studies at Loyola University and will major in political science. I plan on attending law school and eventually practicing family law and opening my own law firm. Many of the teachers I've had at Lowell High School have been a major inspiration in my life. For my most influential teacher, I decided to choose Miss LaFletch. I took her Intro to Entrepreneurship class this year. She has shown me how with hard work and dedication you can achieve any dream that you want. She has always been truthful with me and gave me lots of guidance this year. She has helped me with truly understanding how important being self-sufficient is and understanding yourself and being conscious of your own needs is. She's helped me challenge myself and has pushed me to become a stronger person. I want to thank you for everything and thank you for showing me how awesome I am. You've been a true inspiration to me and have helped me so much, so thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Kiera Kinney, and I'm really honored to be a part of this because LHS was a big part of me deciding what I wanted to do in college. And so when I took the criminal justice class sophomore year, we took a field trip to the Lake County morgue, crime lab, and jail. And I just knew that that was a field I had to be a part of. So with that being said, in the fall, I will be attending Purdue Northwest so that I can stay with my family while I study criminal justice, science, and chemistry. And I hope to be a forensic science technician, and I'm super excited to be going into a field that helps people in such good ways. And I'm also really excited to begin that new chapter in my life because this year was cut, kind of short. I feel like I can start it earlier because of the current, unexpected circumstances. And I don't really have much to highlight, but I'm okay with that because I'm okay with where life has taken me so far. And I know that wherever I end up is where I'm meant to be. The teacher I would like to honor and that I thought was most influential to me throughout my years in Lowell is Miss Shishin because I admire her overwhelming amount of knowledge in science and just life skills in general. And I hope to even someday be half as smart as she is. Because honestly, going to her classes and doing the activities in the labs that she had planned, it really made me realize what I wanted to do and what area of science I wanted to go into and keep studying more. I went to her class and not only did she just make the material much more understandable, but she made it fun to learn, and she made each class count and was super exciting. She genuinely cares about her students, and she treats them as family and friends, and there isn't a person I know of that dreads going to her class, and that's something really special. So thank you, Ms. Shishin, for making these 4 years so much more worth it at LHS.
Hi, I'm Katie Smetana, a senior of the class of 2020 and daughter of Scott and Sue Smetana. I have wanted to be a lot of different things throughout my years at Tri-Creek. I wanted to be a marine biologist, a news reporter, a crime scene investigator, and even a pediatric surgeon at one point. But it wasn't until my junior year that I found out that I wanted to be a songwriter and a recording artist after taking classes like musical theater and participating in show choir. And after finding Nova Talent International and being a part of them, I decided that I wanted to major in music business and attend Columbia College Chicago. I was lucky enough to be awarded the Columbia College Dean Scholarship, Scholar Award, and Talent-Based Scholarship. And I would like to thank Mrs. Rickaby for being my biggest influencer of my years of Tri-Creek. While I've had several amazing teachers, it was Mrs. Rickaby who helped me discover my true passion for music. I had her in choir, musical theater, and in show choir, and she always helped me just gain confidence in my singing and helped me get rid of my stage fright a little bit more because it was a really big problem. And I just hope to one day be able to spread the gift of music to as many people as Mrs. Rickaby has been able to. So thank you so much, Mrs. Rickaby.
Hi, I'm Rayanne Janota and I'm part of the Summa Cum Laude class of 2020. I truly loved my time at Tri-Creek, but I'm really excited to move on and prepare for my near future. My plan is to attend Indiana University Bloomington where I'll major in biology as well as minor in Spanish. During my time at IU, my plan is to get involved with intramural sports, Greek life, other clubs, and to study abroad in Europe. After I graduate from IU, my hope is to attend medical school to become an emergency physician. My dream is to hopefully settle down in Denver where I want to work in a local emergency center and start a family. I want to give a special thank you to all of my teachers and classmates that have helped me throughout my years at Lowell, as well as my parents for always believing and supporting me in everything that I do. Even though I have had countless great teachers throughout my years of school, I have chosen Mrs. Solano as my most influential teacher. Mrs. Solano has helped me learn and love the language of Spanish. When I was a freshman, Mrs. Solano was my Spanish 1 teacher. From the start of being in Spanish class, I loved the language. Having a teacher as great as Mrs. Solano just made it that much easier. I continue to have Mrs. Solano's Spanish 3 honors and AP Spanish language. Mrs. Solano was always there to help me when I needed it. Because of the experiences that I had in Spanish class with Mrs. Solano throughout my years, it has encouraged me tremendously to minor Spanish when I attend IU in the fall. Also, Mrs. Solano's advice and stories about studying abroad have encouraged me to have a desire to study abroad as well. I want to thank Mrs. Solano for always being there and helping me, whether it was Spanish or outside problems.
Hi, I'm Haley Alexander. My parents are Michael Alexander and Joy Conley. I've always attended Tri Creek throughout my academic careers, and I've been blessed with many opportunities, thankfully, with Tri Creek. In my time at Tri Creek and LHS, I participated in career pathways of radio and television, business, and agriculture. All these teachers and classes really pushed me to succeed academically, along with the extracurriculars I participated in, such as NHS, FFA, Student Council, theater, and a few others. This fall, I will be attending Butler University with a double major in marketing and creative media entertainment, and I will luckily be able to pursue this dream on the Lilly Scholarship. I'd like to thank Mr. McClendon for being my most influential teacher. Mr. McClendon, just like many of my teachers, inspired me and deserve this award for a multitude of different reasons, but I truly couldn't see my high school experience being the same without him. I joined radio and television my sophomore year thinking it was just another blow-off class. I never realized I'd become part of my future career. Without the motivational talks and long spiels that he gives in class, I would have never thought a career with a camera could actually work. From being out late with me and other students filming Friday night football games so that we could get live professional experience for sporting events, and staying after school to get our crazy videos to upload, and taking part in all of our crazy ideas, Mr. McClendon has really inspired me. The last 3 years I had him for 4 different classes, and high school just wouldn't be the same. So thank you for all you do, Mr. McClendon.
Hi, my name is Lori Hawk, and I am a member of the senior class of 2020. My parents are Laura Grossman and Ryan Hawk. Throughout high school, I was mainly in marching band, but I was also involved in soccer. I was a manager for basketball, in theater, and track and field for a bit of time. I earned the Dean's Scholarship for Indiana Wesleyan University, and now I'm attending there to study for pre-art therapy. I would like to thank Mr. Flotter. Although I had many great teachers throughout high school, I had Mr. Flotter all 4 years. He made school fun, cracking jokes and telling stories. Mr. Flotter encouraged me to continue with band even though I was involved in other activities like soccer. Thank you, Mr. Flotter, for all that you did.
My name is Nicholas Bozak, and I am a member of the Summa Cum Laude class of 2020. I would first like to thank my parents, Tim and Terry Bozak, for providing me the opportunities to be in the position I am today, and for keeping me on the right path. I would also like to thank anyone else who has helped me or influenced me along the way. During my time at Lowell High School, I participated in football, track, and basketball. During my time in these sports, I have gained so many valuable skills and lessons that I will continue to carry with me throughout the rest of my life. I am very proud of all the hard work, time, and effort I put into these sports, and am thankful for all the amazing experiences, opportunities to play at the next level, and memories that they have brought me. Now that I am finished with high school, my next step will be going to Purdue University, where I will be majoring in finance. I've had many great teachers during my time at Lowell High School, and I am thankful for all of them, but I am choosing Mr. Higgins as my most influential teacher. I had Mr. Higgins for 2 years, first in AP US History my junior year, and then for Sociology my senior year. Mr. Higgins has always brought such a great energy and enthusiasm to his classes that made them very enjoyable. Because you could tell Mr. Higgins loved his job and is very passionate about teaching, it made me want to work harder in assignments and complete them to the best of my ability. The way Mr. Higgins ran his classrooms was very different from any other classes I had. He would always implement different ways to do different things. Because of this, his classes were never boring and I always looked forward to having them. I always enjoyed talking to Mr. Higgins about other things rather than school, especially sports and football. Being able to talk to Mr. Higgins about anything made him stand out. I am very grateful that I was a student of Mr. Higgins, and I want to thank him for everything that he has done for me.
I'm Brooke Hayden, and I am a member of the Summa Cum Laude class of 2020. I'm the daughter of Mike and Nicole Hayden. While at Lowell High School, I was a varsity athlete in cross country and track. I participated in National Honor Society, FFA, Student Council, and L Club. Outside of school, I am very active in my church community. I'm also the treasurer of the Indiana Junior Beef Cattle Association, and I am a junior board member of the American Kinney Cattle Association, which is a breed of cattle. I'm also involved in 4-H. I'm currently serving as the secretary of my 4-H club. I have shown cattle competitively at county, state, and national levels for many years, and I have been fortunate enough to win many titles at all levels. I've been traveling the country ever since I was little. I would like to give a special shout out to my parents because, as many people don't know, showing livestock competitively is a very time-consuming and expensive hobby. FFA and 4-H has led me to study animal science at Oklahoma State University next fall. Oklahoma State is one of the top agriculture schools in the country. I would like to give a special shout out to all the administrators at Tri-Creek School Corporation for giving me the great experiences and providing me with excellent education. And a special thanks to my family and friends for pushing and believing in me and helping me become a better person. My most influential teacher is Mrs. O'Neill. She was my language arts teacher my freshman year. As I owe many of my successes to several teachers, Mrs. O'Neill is truly a special one. She saw the true student that I was and opened my eyes for a greater future. She was the first to believe in me and acknowledge my hard work and dedication. Because of her, today I am in the top 10% of my class and have been enrolled in many AP, dual credit, and honors classes. She was the first to recommend me and place me in an honors course. Without her, my life would have taken a total different path. This has shaped my social and academic life. Also, not to mention of how sweet and caring of a person she is. I truly enjoyed her class. Thank you, Mrs. O'Neill, for everything you have done.
Is Maggie Porch, and I'm an honored student of the class of 2020. I'd like to especially thank my parents, Joshua and Jennifer Porch, for helping me throughout my education. In my years at Tri-Creek Schools, I've taken a lot of great classes from Oak Hill to the high school. I've enjoyed every minute of my time at Lowell, despite deciding to graduate a full year early. In high school, I've played soccer, softball, and I was an athletic trainer. I chose the biomedical pathway my freshman year and took classes like biomed and human body systems, which is why I've decided to attend Purdue University this coming fall for nursing, as well as become a physician assistant. I would also like to thank Mrs. Nye for being my most influential teacher from Tri-Creek. While there are several teachers that have made a significant impact on my character and my abilities, Mrs. Nye is the one that stands out the most to me. Miss Nye was the teacher throughout my education that not only sparked my love for reading and school itself, but also sparked the idea that I was capable of doing whatever I set my mind to. While in her class, I strove to improve and learned how to push myself to strive for things that weren't similar to others. Thank you, Mrs. Nye.
My name is Isaiah Harmon, and I'm a member of the Summa Cum Laude class of 2020. I would like to thank my parents, Justin and Jessica Goodman, as well as the many teachers and staff that helped me prepare for college. I didn't participate in many school activities, however, I have volunteered numerous times in my community with kids. I have spent an abundance of time working since 2018. I mainly worked at Lewandowski Pizzeria, and I previously worked at True Value. My future plans are to attend Purdue University in West Lafayette and major in chemical engineering. While I have had many tremendous teachers, I have chosen Miss Smith as my most influential. I was in Miss Smith's class for honors chemistry my sophomore year and AP chemistry my junior year. She was the one who sparked my interest in chemistry and has influenced the field of engineering I would like to major in. She was a great teacher and always helped me understand topics I struggled with. I would like to thank Miss Smith and Lowell High School for guiding me through my high school education.
Hi, my name is Lauren Williams, and I'm a proud senior in the class of 2020. My parents are Chris and Amy Williams, and I'm the sister to my 3 siblings, Jillian, Peyton, and Nolan, all whom I thank for their love and support. During my years at Lowell, I've made nothing but good memories. I played softball my freshman, sophomore, junior, and kind of senior year. I was a peer mentor sophomore, junior, and senior year, which was one of the best parts of Lowell High School. I was in NHS and NJHS during my time at Tri Creek. I've made Distinguished Honor Roll all 8 semesters, and I've taken several AP and honors courses, including chemistry, which has led me to pursue chemistry at Michigan State this upcoming fall semester. Although the road these past few months has been a little rocky, I'd like to thank Tri Creek for all that they've done. It truly shows how much you all care for us, and I hope I've made all of you proud and continue to do so. It's been an honor to be a Red Devil. And I'd like to thank Mr. Randy Bass for being my most influential teacher during my time at Lowell. I'm insanely grateful for every single teacher I've gotten to have, but since freshman year, Mr. Bass has been the person that has always pushed me to be my best in and out of school. I've gotten 5 classes with him in the past 4 years, and Mr. Bass has always kept me on my toes and kept me smiling. No matter whatever issue I was having any given day, getting to sit in his spinning chair made it better. Unfortunate circumstances brought Mr. Bass back to teaching honors bio during my freshman year, which resulted in him having to deal with me for 3 straight hours on black days, but it was the best thing to happen to me that year. For being a biology teacher, he's pretty resourceful in all subjects and is a great listener because all I do is talk. But getting to be Mr. Bass's helper was my favorite class ever. No offense, AP Bio. And I don't say it enough, but thank you for everything.
I chose Miss Smith as my most influential teacher I've had at Tri Creek. Every class, Miss Smith didn't treat us like just part of her job or something she had to do. She talked to us like we mattered and like she cared about us, like we were her friends almost. And I remember she would always start the class off and ask how we were doing. She would tell us a little bit about her, and it made the environment very comfortable, judgment-free, and a good learning environment. I looked forward to her class because I learned and I felt comfortable, felt cared for. And it was just a good place to be, a good place to end the day. When I had her for our chemistry honors, it was really awesome to have her as a teacher. And she was also someone to confide in all the time, whether I was struggling with school, whether I had issues going on at home. She was really always there, no matter what you needed. And it was something that I really appreciated. It got me through a lot my junior year when I had her. I've always felt that I learn best when I have a teacher that takes extra measures to accommodate for every student and for every lesson, and that's just what Miss Smith did. Her dedication to her students is displayed just in every class. Even outside of class, I still wave at her in the hallway. I mean, she really does love her job, and that really just made all the difference for me personally. And that's why I chose her as my most influential teacher. I feel like her dedication to her job and her love for her students just made all the difference in my ability to learn, my ability to get through school days, whether they were easy or not. And it was just a place to feel comfortable and not stressed. And I think that was really good for me, and I think all of the students that have had her before would agree. So Miss Smith, thank you for always caring about us. We've all appreciated it, and you really did make my high school experience better. Thank you.
My name is Cassidy Seiter, and I'm a member of the Summa Cum Laude class of 2020. I would first like to thank my parents, Patrick and Amanda Seiter, as well as my younger sisters and brothers. You guys have pushed me to try my hardest and to never give up when things are hard. Also, another huge thank you to the many teachers and staff that have helped prepare me for my future. While at Lowell High School, I participated in the National Honor Society, peer mentoring, the community service class, the special needs prom committee, and cadet teaching. The best experience I had at Lowell High School would be the community service class. In 2018, our community service class completed a community service project called Backpacks for Kids. I got to help donate and fill backpacks for the kids that need it with the upcoming school year. Thank you to everyone at Lowell High School for giving me a great 4 years. I will be heading to Ivy Tech to complete my prerequisites before I head to Purdue Northwest, where I'll be getting my bachelor's in elementary education. My most influential teacher would be my 5th grade teacher, Mrs. Ponzinski. Out of all the teachers in Tri Creek, I chose Miss Ponzinski as my most influential teacher because I always knew I could go and talk to her about school or anything personal. Recently, I got to work with her as my cadet teacher. I always knew when I got the chance to become a cadet teacher, I would choose Miss Ponzinski to shadow because she always made the classroom a fun learning experience. Working with Miss Ponzinski this last semester has made my choice to become an elementary school teacher very clear. Even though the classroom could be a bit out of hand, she always found a way to bring everyone back together and control the classroom. Thank you, Miss Ponzinski, for always being there for me and giving me the ability to learn from you in the classroom and being able to shadow you.
Hi, I'm Anna Kampe, a member of the senior class of 2020. I'd like to thank my amazing parents, Alan and Andrea Kampe, and the staff and teachers of Tri Creek for getting me where I am today. At Lowell High School, I participated in cross country, track and field, the mentoring program, National Honor Society, and spent many hours volunteering. With volunteering at Tri Creek Elementary Schools, I found that I love helping with students. In the fall, I'll be attending Ball State University to study speech-language pathology and plan to be a speech pathologist at an elementary school. While I have had many wonderful teachers at LHS, my most influential teacher is Mr. Mike McClendon. I have had Mr. McClendon for government, mentoring class, and advisory for 3 years. He has shown me how to become a great mentor and a friend. With his amazing lessons he has taught me, I'll be able to carry them throughout college and life.
I am Heather Carm, and I have been a part of Tri Creek since 2nd grade and have made so many wonderful friends and memories that will never go unforgotten. My favorite years were the 4 years of swimming in high school. This is where I grew out of my shell and was able to be myself. I was able to figure out who I am. After just 4 years of swimming, I decided this isn't the end. My determination in swimming has helped me have the same drive to succeed in the classroom. I will be continuing my swimming career at the collegiate level at Anderson University and pursue the degree of physical therapy. The teacher I would like to recognize is Miss Little for being my most influential teacher from Tri Creek. This was a tough decision because I have made so many great relationships with my teachers over the years, but Miss Little stands out the most. 4th grade was my 3rd year of being part of Tri Creek, and Miss Little helped me get more comfortable with the school and gain more confidence in my academics. Miss Little helped me realize with hard work I can achieve anything. Miss Little always supported me with my ideas and made my 4th grade a memorable experience.
Hi, my name is Rachel Akers, and I truly have enjoyed my years here at Tri Creek. My parents are Keith and Sherry Akers, and in the fall I am planning to attend Olivet Nazarene University for a dual major in children's ministry and youth ministry. I've always had such a passion for working with children, so this really is my perfect major. At Olivet, I am planning to participate in theater as well as a few other extracurricular activities. The biggest motivation for me would have to be my grandma Joyce, who passed away in 2015. She always pushed me to do the best that I could, and it is because of her that I am here today. I also just want to thank all of my friends and family who pushed me and motivated me to get where I am. I'd like to thank Mr. Giannotti for being my most influential teacher from Tri Creek. While I had so many other amazing teachers, it is Mr. Giannotti who motivated me and pushed me to do the best I could. Even though I only had his class my junior year, it was that one class that motivated me to push myself to reach my true potential instead of doubting myself. Class was never boring because he brought so much energy and love to all of his students. If it wasn't for Mr. Giannotti, I would have never realized my full potential. Thank you, Mr. Giannotti, for helping me reach my potential and motivating me to get there.
Hi, my name is Emily Dauphin. I'm a member of the Summa Cum Laude class of 2020. I'd like to thank my family, friends, and teachers for helping me through this chapter of my life. Throughout my 4 years of high school, I participated in cross country and track. My best 5K time was a 28:49. I'm really proud of that. I've had over a 4.0 GPA throughout high school. I'm very proud of that as well. I've been accepted into Franklin College and Valpo University. I've decided to continue my academic career at Franklin College while studying creative writing and history. While I've had many spectacular and influential teachers over the years, I've chosen Mrs. Plesinski as my most influential. Mrs. Plesinski was my 5th grade teacher, and I've learned a lot from her. She taught me how to stay organized, how to be responsible, and how to never give up on my goals. She also encouraged me to challenge myself, which inspired me to pursue my love for creative writing. Thank you, Mrs. Plesinski, and thank you to all the teachers and staff who have helped me along this journey.
My name is Callie Manolovich, and I'm a member of the Summa Cum Laude class of 2020. My 4 years at LHS have been really amazing and have brought me so many great memories, and I'm really sad to see it be cut short, but I'm really excited for my fall semester at Purdue West Lafayette. I'm going to be going into exploratory studies and hopefully a computer science or maybe physician's assistant route. I'm really grateful for everyone who's been a part of my 4 years here, especially my parents, Rhonda and Chris, my sister Karen, my grandma Betty. They've always supported me and have shown me nothing but love. During my time at Lowell, I was a peer mentor for 1 year. I did volleyball all 4 years, and I participated in community service throughout high school. I've also worked 2 jobs. Lowell has given me so many opportunities throughout my time here, and I've grown immensely as an athlete, a student, and a person, and I think I'm really prepared to continue my journey at Purdue in the fall, and I'm really hopeful for what's to come. My most influential teacher at Lowell High School is Mr. Delgado. I've had him all 4 years here at LHS. I honestly just joined his graphic design class at first because it counted as an art credit, and I was not interested in graphic design at all. But I later found out the class was actually really fun, and I enjoyed making designs, cutting them out, and all that good stuff. Throughout my time here, he has always believed in me academically, and he has always been there to listen to me and to give me great advice. He took the time to get to know me not only as a student, but as a person, and that's what has set him apart and made him my most influential teacher.
My name is Levi Brock, and this year I'm a proud member of the Summa Cum Laude class of 2020. I would love to give my dearest thanks to those who have supported me throughout my academic career, and especially to my parents, David and Rochelle Brock, who, above all, reminded me that greatness is always right within my reach. While I was a student at Lowell High School, I didn't really participate much. I wasn't an athlete. I was in band for a few years, but other than that, as far as extracurriculars go, I wasn't really involved. But the things that I was involved in really had a place in my heart and meant so much to me. Probably the one that I'm most proud of is the Lowell Red Devil Peer Mentoring Program. This program allowed me to become a part of something that was way bigger than myself and to serve others. It allowed me to make a real difference in the lives of so many. Along with that, my Biomedical Innovations class also achieved something great this year, another victory towards the service of others. My Biomedical Innovations class had speaker Jeff Yalden come into our school, and we saved and changed lives. Nothing could really beat that. In between all that, this winter, I volunteered at a nearby camp, Cedar Lake Ministries, for 3 weekends. I got to serve children from middle school to high school and even as young as elementary age students. I got to help these kids come closer to Jesus, and that I wouldn't trade for a thing in the world. Throughout my years as a student in the Tri-Creek District, I've had many amazing teachers. Although one teacher that I can say has had the greatest influence on me, is Mr. Mike McClendon. I've had McClendon for 3 years as a mentor, in 5 classes total. And if there's anyone I can say radiates positivity, he's the guy. McClendon is the one teacher who could take the worst situation possible and still find something good in it. And if not in it, then he could make something good out of it. And let me tell you, once this teacher's career is over, I have no doubt in my mind he could become a motivational speaker. He sowed inspiration and confidence into almost any student he interacted with, and if I can look back at the end of my life and say that I was that great of an inspiration, that great of a human being, then I'd say my life was a success.
Hi, my name is Gabriel Sanchez. My friends call me Gabe, and my fans call me Lil Gabey. I moved to Tri-Creek from Maryville just before the 8th grade, and since then I've grown a lot as a person, and I've given back to the community, which took me in with open arms. I participated in varsity sports all 4 years of my high school career. I played soccer, I ran cross country, and I ran track. Being the first cross country state champion in Lowell's history, and Gatorade Runner of the Year for Indiana, Some might say that I put Lowell on the map, at least in the running world. Not only did I give back as an athlete, but as a student. I was a peer mentor and gave lessons and support to incoming freshmen for my last 2 years of high school. I've also added to the class atmosphere by writing and performing poetic raps, and I hope that my peers and my teachers will remember that, because those were pretty cold. But I will be continuing my education at Indiana University, where I will run cross country and track while studying psychology, and I hope to take what I've learned here at LHS and apply it to be successful in college. One of the teachers who had one of the greatest impacts on me going into college was Mr. Mike McClendon. I've had 4 classes with him, which were peer mentoring first year and the peer mentoring advisory in 11th grade. And then in 12th grade, I had him for the peer mentoring advisory again and dual credit government. I love being in his classes because the content was good and applicable to life, but what sold me was the passion this man had towards teaching and his students. That's what made him stand out, and that's why I have so much respect for him. I spent a lot of time with him, from the 3-day mentor trips to special needs prom, North Pole at Lowell, and even the dodgeball tournament we had last year. Because of that and his acknowledgement of the grind, I asked him to write my letter of recommendation for Gatorade Player of the Year award, and thanks to him, I won it. As much as he was a teacher, he was a pretty cool friend, and the respect and support he gave me, along with the wise, insightful conversations that we had, is why I'm glad to have known him, and I hope to be as passionate about my work as he is someday. Thank you.
Hi everybody, I'm Cheyenne, and I am going to be going to Ferris State University in fall of 2020 to study their pre-pharmacy program. I plan on keeping Ferris State into my doctorate of pharmacy, and I would love to study abroad with them and do a few different other opportunities they give students. I chose pharmacy because I have always wanted to help people. I've always wanted to help somebody, some way. I feel like becoming a pharmacist would be my best way of helping somebody. I feel like I'm not really cut out to be a nurse or a doctor or anything like that, so I feel like pharmacy is going to be the one way I can really do everything I can for everybody. I've always had a passion for helping people, and I feel like that really stems from my mom. She's a nurse, so she's in the medical field, and I feel like her influence really also pushed me to become a pharmacist. The teacher I'm going to be honoring today is my 3rd grade teacher, Mrs. LaCrone. She just really pushed me to want to learn, and she really gave me my love and passion for reading. I love to read now, and it all stems from one thing we used to do. Every day after recess, we would read books, and one book that I remember reading all the time was Witches. I feel like it either took us a long time to read it or we read it more than once, but I just remember that book so distinctly, and I remember, not in school, but when I was home, I'd watch the movie and I reread the book and I loved it, and it really made me feel like I could, obviously I could read, but I feel like I could read longer books. I can really get into it. I could read different types of books, stuff like that. And I feel like it also really, really pushed me to want to become a better student. Because I feel like if I didn't love reading, I wouldn't love doing everything else, which is such a big part of my life now. I feel like if you didn't give me that love for reading, I wouldn't even be honored at this Pride banquet, because I just wouldn't care. So I thank you so much for giving me that passion and giving me that experience and my love for really doing the best I can in school. So once again, thank you so much, and thank everybody that's making this Pride banquet happen.
Hi, I'm Emma Crillo, a member of the class of 2020. I've accomplished many things in high school, and I plan to accomplish more as I go into college and pursue my future dreams. I will be attending IUPUI to major in biology, and I've also been accepted into their honors college. After undergraduate, I would like to attend veterinary school and get my DVN to practice veterinary medicine research. I have always had a love for animals, and through a research career, I would be able to help many animals by researching better treatment options and cures to diseases. During my high school career, I've been heavily involved in extracurriculars. My freshman and sophomore year, I participated in track and field, earning my varsity letter my freshman year. I'm a 10-year 4-H member, which sparked my passion for working with animals. For the past 4 years, I've been a part of our school's band program. I participated in marching band, jazz band, pep band, and concert band. Through these activities, I've learned lots of valuable life lessons. Another program that I was involved in was the photography club, led by my teacher of choice, Mr. Snodgrass. He first taught me my freshman year in ICP. During that school year, I was having some personal struggles, and Mr. Snodgrass was always able to provide me with words of encouragement and guidance. As we began to bond, we learned about our mutual passion for photography, leading to me being a part of his own business and giving me so many learning experiences I wouldn't have gotten anywhere else. Mr. Snodgrass had a great way of sparking my creativity and taught me that I can do anything I put my mind to. Thank you for teaching me these valuable life lessons and providing me with countless opportunities to grow as a person.
I chose Mr. Blink. I had him in 7th grade for family time and social studies. While other teachers helped me too, Mr. Blink motivated me like no other. There was one instance that still reverberates with me to this day. We played trivia games with other classes in family time and alternating leaders. I was always participating and I loved to lead the class. In this instance, I was leading our group at a close deficit. We had one last question, which I believe was about bears, most likely. I had the correct answer, but deferred to my group for the final answer, which they had a different one than me, and was incorrect. I stayed and talked to Mr. Blink, and when he told me that he had picked me to lead because he believed in me and that I should stick with my gut, this has really reverberated with me, and I greatly appreciate it from Mr. Blink.
Hi, my name is Olivia McCauley, and I will be graduating summa cum laude with the class of 2020. In this video, I want to tell you about who I am and everything I have accomplished throughout not only my 4 years of high school, but throughout my life so far. I ran both track and cross country from 6th grade until my sophomore year. My cross country team and I made it to state 2 consecutive years. This was such an amazing experience for me. Although I stopped competing, I took away a lot of valuable lessons and memories that I will cherish forever. Another accomplishment that I am proud of is being a peer mentor. This allowed me to help others and gave me a sense of purpose. I could talk about more awards and accomplishments. However, instead, I'm going to focus on my biggest achievement, which is graduating high school. For some of you, this may sound silly, because I'm graduating summa cum laude with all these incredible students. But my high school experience was not your traditional 4 years. I battled with mental health issues all throughout high school, suffering from severe anxiety and depression. This caused me to withdraw from school in March of my junior year. I felt extremely alone at this time and convinced myself that this would be my new normal. I tried to overcome my struggles and returned back to Lowell High School for my senior year. In my heart, I wanted to be in school, participate in activities, and learn with my peers, but my brain wouldn't allow it. Between both my junior and senior year, I missed around 90 days of school. I know what you're thinking. How am I possibly graduating? Well, I had an unwavering support system. My mom wouldn't allow me to give up on myself because she knew I had the strength to overcome this battle. I don't know exactly when it happened, but one day in February of this year, I realized that the only person that could help me was myself. I began to wake up every day and taught myself to see things differently. I find beauty in even the smallest things now, and happiness has taken on a new meaning for me. If you don't take anything away from what I have said, please know this. If you ever saw me in the hallway, I'm sure you didn't know my real story, which is okay. What I'm trying to say is, you never know what silent battle someone is facing. If it is you, reach out to someone, anyone, even me. I promise that no matter how bad things get, there is always a light at the end of the tunnel, and I found mine. With that said, my future plan is to attend IUN and pursue a career in business and fashion merchandising. The teacher I have chosen is Mrs. Zeller. While she was never actually a teacher of mine, I was chosen for her first ever peer mentoring group in 8th grade. Although she did not teach me academically, she taught me so much more than that. She taught me how great it feels to help others, how to show care and compassion to anyone who crossed my path, and how to lead and not follow. But most of all, she taught me how to see the glass half full and not half empty. Mrs. Eller is now retired, but I can only imagine how many other students she had made a significant impact on throughout her life in the classroom. So thank you. I will carry the values you instilled in me my entire life.
Hello, my name is Christopher Bozak, and I'm an honored senior of the class of 2020. During my high school career, I played 4 years of football and, let's say, 3 and an 8th year of track. It kind of got cut short there at the end, unfortunately. I also am in the L Club Council for 3 years and currently the vice president. My parents are Tim and Therese Bozak, and I like to thank them for a lot of things, but the main thing is for their continuous support, because without that, I wouldn't have been able to have been as successful as I have been in the things I've chosen to participate in. Next year, I'm enrolled in Indiana University Bloomington to study chemistry in a pre-med track, and I have been fortunate enough to receive the Jim and Betty Dye Scholarship. My most influential teacher at Tri Creek has been Mrs. Chisholm. I had her for 2 classes, my freshman year for PBS and my senior year for MI. And in those classes, you learn a lot about the human body and the diseases that affect it, and finding ways to treat those diseases, and maybe figuring out new ways to go about treating those diseases. And I think going through those courses has really sparked my desire to want to help people, and is why I have decided to pursue a career in the medical field. During those classes, she's been great in allowing kids to participate in the learning with labs, really tying in all the content into things that we can apply to ourselves, like testing our own DNA, and really connecting the bridge between what you're learning and how it's applied. And that's really helped me in being successful in those classes and getting interested in that kind of work. Thank you, Ms. Christian.
Hello everyone, my name is Natalie Gatlin and I am honored to be a Pride recipient this year. My parents are Russ and Lorna Gatlin. The Tri-Creek School Corporation has offered me so many amazing opportunities, all of which have made a lasting impact. My extracurricular activities, such as band and athletics, have encouraged me to go into a field where I can directly interact with others while studying a subject that I love, chemistry. In the fall, I will attend Manchester University to major in chemistry. I will play tennis for the Spartans throughout my 4 years. Then, through Manchester's Early Assurance Program, I will attend their pharmacy school to finish my educational career. Because of my hard work and dedication, I have received a full tuition scholarship from Manchester. I have so many people to thank for my success, but my teachers have been some of my strongest supporters. Thank you to everyone who has touched me academically and emotionally. I'd like to thank Ms. McFeeters for being one of my most influential teachers while at Lowell High School. I've always enjoyed my English classes, but Ms. McFeeters heightened this for me. AP Seminar and W1 through 1 have probably been some of the toughest classes I have ever taken, but it has all been worth it. Managing these 2 classes has brought me stress, but I have learned to manage it and feel way more prepared for college than ever. Ms. McFeeters has been a constant supportive force, and she has always been there to help me through stressful situations. Thank you, Ms. McFeeters, for everything you've done for me. I genuinely feel like you've become one of my closest friends.
I'm Avery Burnside. I would like to thank my mom, Dawn Burnside, my extended family, and my teachers for helping me with my education. Moving to Lowell in the 5th grade has provided me with many new opportunities and new friends. I've enjoyed being able to challenge myself in my classes while still making fun memories. During my time at Tri Creek, I joined academic teams in math and history, participated in Spell Bowl and National Honor Society, as well as a student-led organization called March for Our Lives. Joining these groups, I learned about numerous topics that didn't quite fit into the time frame of the school curriculum. I've enjoyed working with others and volunteering when I could in and outside of school events. I've also worked at the Lowell Dairy Queen throughout my senior and junior year. Now that I'm finishing up my high school career at Lowell, I plan to major in architecture at Louisiana State University in the fall. I received the Tire Excellence Scholarship and hope to continue expanding my knowledge and make even more fun memories in my future. I have chosen Mrs. Swinford as my most influential teacher. While the school year was cut short, she definitely made my senior year better. I was a little nervous to take AP Calculus at first, especially since I technically could have taken the easy way out, but Mrs. Swinford was constantly kind and patient to all of us in class. While I'm sure she may have been a little annoyed a couple times with my friends and I in the back corner, she never showed it. Derivatives might as well have been a foreign language to me in the beginning of the year, but she always offered her help during any time of the day. I had a permanent help pass for her class if that tells you anything. Each time she walked through the problem with me, explaining different ways to solve it, more patient than most would have been. Mrs. Swinford's kindness always encouraged me to help others when I could. She was so selfless when putting others first, even to go as far as offering to help all of our families during these scary times. Mrs. Swinford was rarely frustrated with anyone and always offered her help and support no matter the situation, which made me want to do the same for others. Thank you for your patience and kindness through my senior year. I wish I had gotten to spend the rest of my year with you, Mrs. Swinford.
Harry Wise is one of the many honored seniors from the class of 2020. His parents are Craig and Nancy Wise. He came into the Tri-Creek school system freshman year, and he must say his 4-year experience at Lowell, while being cut short, was definitely a positive experience. He wishes he could give out more than one Pride Award to multiple excellent teachers he has been blessed with over the years. He has absolutely loved every minute of his high school experience and all the new people he has met along the way. He's played hockey at the varsity level since freshman year, all the way through senior year with the Crown Point Hockey Club, placing second in the state his sophomore year, as well as winning the 3A state title his senior year. His main scholarly interests include business and psychology. Over the years, his love for sports, as well as business management, has led him to make his decision to attend Indiana University Bloomington for sports administration this coming fall, hopefully. Harry chose Mrs. Kozma for being an extremely influential educator throughout his 4 years at the high school. While he owes his success to practically every teacher he's taken a class with, Mrs. Kozma had prepared him for a future after senior year. While she has always been a very happy and helpful person in the library, she really impacted his life his senior year. During his last year at the high school, he had been given the opportunity to help others and give back to Tri-Creek by being a student aide in the library. An amazing opportunity. He got to see behind the scenes and help set up events for the school, as well as have some amazing meals. This is where he really got to know Mrs. Kozma. Even on bad days, she always looked for the positive, inspiring him to look for the past doom and gloom and take every day as a blessing. She was also extremely helpful later in the year, helping edit and making suggestions to various essays, whether an AP assignment, college application, or college scholarship essay. With the combination of Mrs. Kozma and Miss Hoots for his 7th hour was never dull, and he was always happy to be in the library.
Hey, I'm Joe Greikis, graduating senior for the class of 2020. My parents are Tim Greikis and Mandy Brandow. Throughout my years at LMS and LHS, I've met lots of great people and taken part in many beneficial activities and classes. It's had its ups and downs, but looking back at it, I'm glad I was able to experience these years at Tri-Creek. The activities I took part in that I would like to highlight are tennis for all 4 high school years, academic teams, partially during middle school and partially during high school, and baseball during freshman year. These activities help mold me into the hardworking, ambitious student I've become. With the skills and assets I've gained throughout my time at Lowell, I've made the decision to continue my scholarly journey at Purdue West Lafayette studying business finance. I'd like to thank Miss Smith for being my most influential teacher. Although there were many teachers who helped guide me to success, Miss Smith stands out the most. I had Miss Smith 3 times during my time at LHS, once as a sophomore in Honors Chem and twice as a junior in AP Chem and Advisory. The hardest subject in school for me was always science, but chemistry really threw me some obstacles. Miss Smith was always there to take my questions and always offered help when she noticed me struggling. She truly put her all into pushing for the success of her students, which really made her stand out.
Hi, I'm Brooke Otis, member of the Summa Cum Laude class of 2020. My time at Lowell High School has allowed me to grow academically and pursue my interests while pushing myself to do more and be more. It is a place where I've been presented with many opportunities and have been given the choice to utilize my skills and capabilities to just be a part of something bigger than myself and even the walls of LHS. I participated in girls varsity swimming throughout the duration of my high school career and also participated in girls cross country, student council, peer mentoring, and National Honor Society. One of my biggest accomplishments occurred during this past school year. I had the privilege of working alongside Ms. Chishin and my biomedical innovations class on a public health initiative that focused on raising awareness for and breaking the stigma surrounding mental health within our school community, and we actually received a Tri-Creek Education Foundation grant for this. In the fall, I will be attending the Kelley School of Business at Indiana University to pursue a major in business marketing. I also plan to earn a double major in Spanish language and hope to travel abroad to Spain someday. I would like to thank Ms. Chishin for most greatly influencing me during my time as a Tri-Creek student. I've had the privilege of being her student for the past 3 years as I took 3 out of the 4 classes included in the biomedical sciences pathway. She is an amazing teacher that truly has a heart for her profession, and this isn't because of the subject she teaches, but because she genuinely cares about each and every one of her students. Although I ultimately decided not to pursue a career in the medical field, Ms. Chishin taught me many life lessons that will help me far beyond the classroom. She taught me to take advantage of every moment and experience that I have. She's taught me to fight for what I'm passionate about, despite any opposition that I may face. And she showed me that at the end of the day, no matter the circumstance, I must always stay true to myself. I don't think Ms. Chishin even realizes how much she's impacted me as a person, and I hope to someday have that same impact on someone else. So thank you, Ms. Chishin, from the very bottom of my heart. Thank you.
I'm Christopher Overmeyer, class of 2020. I was originally homeschooled until I started 7th grade at Lowell Middle School, and throughout my years in middle school and high school, I was taught by some amazing teachers. I've always loved the math and science fields, which is why I'm going to Purdue for computer science. During my time at Lowell High School, I made a few close friends that I hope to stay in touch with, since some of them are also going to Purdue. I played tennis for 1 year at Lowell Middle School and all 4 years at Lowell High School. I improved every year and ended my last season at #1 varsity singles. I look forward to my future at Purdue and beyond. For my most influential teacher, I picked Miss Smith. There are a ton of amazing teachers that have taught me, but Miss Smith stands out for a number of reasons. I already enjoyed chemistry because it had a lot of math and logic to it, but the way Miss Smith taught the class made me feel I wanted to push myself in the subject. I could tell that she really enjoyed chemistry, which rubbed off on our class. She had a ton of fun ways of remembering certain formulas in class that have stuck with me to this day. She made class feel very comfortable and very open, where we could discuss stuff without judgment. She was a huge reason why I took the AP chemistry test, even though many people thought it was one of the hardest AP classes in the school, because I knew Miss Smith would make it fun and easy. I ended up passing the AP test, which felt amazing because I put a lot of hard work into studying it, and it paid off. I may not have gone into chemistry-based field, but she influenced me to push myself harder to take classes and try harder in them, because I saw that I could learn the material no matter how difficult it was. Thank you, Miss Smith.
Hi, my name is Emily Pollock. My parents are Mary Treese and Michael Pollock. I have enjoyed my 4 years in the Tri-Creek School District. Before this, I attended St. John the Evangelist School from preschool through 8th grade. I plan on attending Ball State University in the fall, where I will study architecture and design. I hope to have a job in the architecture field after I graduate from Ball State. One day I hope to be a successful architect, travel the world, and have a family. I would like to thank not only my parents, but also everyone who has helped me over the years. I had many great teachers throughout my years in the Tri-Creek School District, but I chose Mr. Delgado as my most influential teacher. Mr. Delgado not only helped me to understand what I was learning in graphic design, but also made the class enjoyable. He was always there to help answer any questions I might have had. He made me feel as though there were no dumb questions. I want Mr. Delgado to know that I have enjoyed having him as a teacher, and I will miss him. Thank you, Mr. Delgado, for everything you have done for me.
My name is Itzel Santos, and I am a member of the Summa Cum Laude class of 2020. My 4 years at Lowell High School have been nothing short of an adventure, and I appreciate everybody who was a part of it. But I'd like to especially thank my parents, Jesus and Elvira Santos, as well as my sisters, Isabella and Diana, for supporting me through it all. Every single day, they showed me nothing but love and support. While at Lowell, I have participated in Student Athletic Training, National Honor Society, Student Council, Peer Mentoring, and Environmental Club. One moment I will cherish for the rest of my life is running a community service project with 4 of my fellow classmates. We named it Backpacks for Kids and raised almost $2,000 in order to provide brand new backpacks and school supplies to local elementary level kids at Lowell schools. Providing help and support to others is something I have strived to do my entire life, and this service project did just that. It showed me what hard work and dedication can do. Because of the involvement in my community, I have received the Emerging Leaders Scholarship at Purdue University West Lafayette, where I will major in nursing this upcoming fall. I strongly believe that my time at Lowell has prepared me for the next step in my academic career, and although it's come to an end, I will never forget everything I've learned. Although I've had many exceptional teachers throughout my years of schooling, I have chosen Mr. Mike McGlinnan as my most influential. I first met Mr. McGlinnan as a sophomore taking his first year mentoring class. During that first year, I met a teacher who showed a genuine interest in his students. I came across an educator who put every single one of his students' needs above his own. Mr. McGlinnan's entire life motto is to inspire others to work hard and get them to be the best version of themselves that they can be. And for me, he's done just that. He's inspired me to work hard in everything I do and live my life to the fullest. I very strongly believe that the person standing in front of you today recording this video would not have been possible without his guidance and support. Thank you.
My name is Allison Suarez, and to begin, I'd like to thank not only my parents, but my siblings for teaching me all kinds of lessons that pushed me to not only be a better student, but a better person as well. Academics has always been the one thing I've been proud of, and to be recognized as a Pride recipient really means a lot to me. I've grown up in Lowell for the majority of my life, and always expected to graduate from LHS, but in 2018, I moved to Couch during my second semester of sophomore year, and I was really heartbroken that I wasn't going to be able to graduate as a Red Devil. But as you can see, you can't get rid of me that easily, because I came back to finish my high school career at LHS, and I'm forever grateful I did. Between my own struggles with social anxiety and the many struggles that I've seen my friends and classmates go through, I decided to pursue a career that brings awareness to mental health in teens. I've always been intrigued by the complexity of the human mind, and it's something I am extremely passionate about, which is why this fall I will attend DePaul University to pursue psychology in the hopes that one day I'll be able to come back and help future students. While throughout all 13 years, I've had a lot of amazing teachers, I decided to pick Mrs. Leslie as my most influential teacher. While I only had her class freshman year, the lessons I've learned from her and the advice she has given me has stayed with me all 4 years, and probably even longer. She's endured many days after school listening to my typical high school problems and never once complained. She's always had my back and even kept in touch with support when I moved away, and she remains not only my most influential teacher, but a great friend.
My name is Christina Vandenover. As a member of the Summa Cum Laude class of 2020, I am both happy and sad to be leaving Lowell High School. My parents are David and Carrie Vandenover, and I would like to thank them for supporting me through my 12 years of schooling. I would also like to thank my teachers and the many staff members of Lowell High School who have helped prepare me for college. The last 4 years have been the best years I have spent at school. During these 4 years, I have participated in theater, academic Super Bowl, academic Spell Bowl, NHS, and tennis. I had the tremendous opportunity of playing on a doubles team in tennis and winning all conference and doubles MVP in my junior year of high school. Sadly, my tennis years were cut short due to the pandemic. However, I would never trade them for anything. With athletics put to the side, I will be attending Purdue University in the fall of 2020, where I received the Trustee Scholarship. At the Purdue Polytechnic Institute, I will be studying UX design for 4 years to achieve a bachelor's degree. Even though I have many wonderful teachers, I have chosen Mr. Hudak as my most influential teacher. Throughout high school, I had Mr. Hudak as my dual credit U.S. history teacher and my tennis coach. I first met Mr. Hudak my freshman year while trying out for the girls' tennis team. He welcomed me to the team with a smile and a racket high five. His confidence in me from the start was what made me continue with my high school tennis career. Besides tennis, Mr. Hudak was a phenomenal history teacher. To be more specific, out of all the classes I have taken, I have learned the most in U.S. history. During my junior year, I was taking multiple AP and dual credit classes, and the one class I looked forward to was U.S. history with Mr. Hudak. Do not get me wrong, it was a difficult class, but Mr. Hudak's teaching style was very beneficial to my academic success. Besides the academics and athletics, Mr. Hudak has always been my go-to teacher when I need help with something.
After knowing him for 4 years, I can truly say that he genuinely cares for his students and tennis players. All he wants out of his classes and teams are to be a big family. And with this mindset, I have been influenced to be open to challenges and succeed in circumstances.
Matt Kazenia is the child of Chris and Rachel Kazenia. He has been fortunate to attend Tri-Creek schools from kindergarten through 12th grade. He has played baseball all of his life for many organizations and our very own Lowell High School. He is committed to Purdue University West Lafayette and is planning to get a degree in film and video studies and hopefully go for a second major. He has also been honored to receive Purdue's Presidential Scholarship. Matt chose Mr. Matt McClendon for being his most influential teacher. Mr. McClendon has for sure contributed to a lot of his success through high school. He has been fortunate enough to have Mr. McClendon as a teacher sophomore, junior, and senior year. Mr. McClendon has widened his love for filming and has made his high school experience 10 times greater because of it. Not only has Mr. McClendon increased his love for filmmaking, but he has added lots of valuable life lessons to our learning experience that he will never forget. Lots of his classroom talks involved getting us motivated and ready to learn and not letting anything stop us from accomplishing our goals.
Hello, I'm Kevin Santos, and I am a summa cum laude recipient of Lowell Senior High School. I've worked a lot in the agriculture community. It's literally been my whole life, and there's nothing more I would have wanted to do in my teenage years. I currently work for Hawkinson's Dairy Farm in Cedar Lake, Indiana, and for Santos Farms here in Lowell, Indiana. And it is a great honor to feed and nurture America, especially during these troubling times that we're all currently enduring. Ever since I could remember, I've helped support my family's farm, even if it meant just carrying buckets around when I was very young. As I got older, my involvement in the farm grew, and I started to view it as, and I still do not view it as just some meaningless task to do. I view it as everything my parents have worked for as immigrants from Mexico. And, they put their heart and soul into this, and in any way I could, and in any way I still can, I try to keep this dream of theirs alive. I want to thank my family for everything they've done and for making me who I am and involving me in such a close-knit community that instills amazing morals into individuals. And I'm proud to say that I am one of those who has been influenced by this amazing community. They've given me a strong work ethic, and they've showed me what caring for others really is. And I'm very thankful for that. I will be attending Indiana University Northwest and majoring in cardiac sonography. This is a great honor to me, seeing as how I am part of the first generation of my family that is able to attend a college or university. As a son of immigrants who never had the opportunity to attend college, both here in America and in Mexico, I say that I'm absolutely thankful for this opportunity. Later in life, I do hope to give back to the community that raised me, that being the agriculture community. I know that there are many out there that are struggling to stay in business as much as we are, yet they extend their hand and then they help us move forward, and I'm very grateful for that. And I don't think it's something that should ever be forgotten, so I hope to come back and give back to them in any way possible, in any way, shape, or form. And finally, I want to thank my parents, Joaquin and Maria, for immigrating to this country to allow their children to have a better life. They've given me a bunch of opportunities that I am sure I never would have received back in Mexico, and I'm grateful for all that they've sacrificed and for coming to this country. Thank you. The teacher that I chose from Lowell Senior High School is Pedro Lodice. I went into physics with honors extremely underprepared. I quickly became overwhelmed with the curriculum. I considered dropping the class very quickly, but what kept me from doing so was Mr. Lodice's adamant attitude towards helping me. He had been the only teacher throughout all my years of elementary school, middle school, and even high school that seemed to really mean that he wanted to help me. He took a few hours outside of the normal school hours quite a few times to help me, and it has by far been the most meaningful gesture a teacher has ever shown towards me. At the very core of everything he did for me, what he really did was show me that I'm capable of doing anything that I put my mind to, and that's something I had never really experienced prior to his class. I'd always kind of given up when I was faced with a large challenge that I truly felt like I couldn't overcome. But he really taught me that if I put my mind to it and I work and I work towards it, I will get there and I will succeed. And so I want to thank Pedro Duce for what he's shown me that I'm capable of, and I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much, Senor Lodice.